Hey everybody, I'm just going to put this on here before I get to the main video, just to say, because there's some things I didn't cover about this, and there are a lot of styles in crossbows. I didn't say that. You have compound, you have recurve. This one is stout, 360 feet per second, really heavy drawstring, so like when you're pulling it, to pull it by hand is really hard. But some of them recurves and stuff, you can definitely pull them by hand. They're not going to go near as far. Probably quicker to reload and some other things. But some of them is expensive. So like the one Ted Nugent uses, pretty expensive. But it's a really nice crossbow. But yeah, like I say, I just wanted to say that before I get into the regular video, because a lot to it, man. But y'all have a good one. Enjoy the video. Good morning, everybody. BJ here. I'm going to play with a crossbow for a little bit. I'm going to try something. Somebody had said something about using maybe one as a self-defense. I'd say yeah and no. Just depends. Depending on your physical condition, might be a little easier than a compound. But I've got a target set up. I don't know if you can see it right there. I'm about, I want to do this from probably about 30, I'd say probably about 25-30 yards away. I'm going to try to set this up in a way where you can see what I'm doing, so you might not see the whole target and everything. But to show you how, on this one in particular, it's small. It's 16 inches wide when it's in rest. It's about 12 inches wide when it's cocked. But you see how short that string is? There's a lot of tension on that. I can pull it by hand, but man, you're talking about tough. Now, if I had on gloves, I can do it. Still tough. So what I use is one of these right here. So now, depending on how you kept this set up, you're going to get at least one shot, you know. Because if you go ahead and have this already set up on it, which is what I'll do, because that's usually how I keep it stored anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on it, then just act like it's sitting there, and say there's something outside, give me trouble, like that target right there. We'll see how long it takes me to get that thing cocked, put the bolt on it, and shoot it. Give me just a second. I ain't got a good camera mount no more, so I've been using this little bungee strap. It might make a little noise on the camera here. Alright, sorry. I was trying to put it on the thing. I'm going to have to link these together, I guess, and see, because this I need to get me another camera mount, because I keep hitting my power button here. So I'm going to try to get that in a way. Now, this first little bit, I haven't put the the cocking system on it yet, so that part right there, let me do that first, then I'll set it back up. Put the cocking thing on, you got to do like this right here. Let's see if I get it backwards. You have that one there, and then that one down there, and then that'll go over just like that. Don't know if you can see that. Goes up around here, and with the two pulleys, you know, it just cuts that. This with two of them, so it'd be cut what, in a third maybe. So you imagine what kind of weight. So anyway, all right. So now I've got it resting in that position. It's set up somewhere, whatever. Now I haven't shot this thing in, I'd say, over a year, easy. So, anyway, I'm going to stand probably about right here. Try to get you moving. Let's see. So grab it, put your foot in it. Grab these two here. And pull. Just like that. They come off. They put both in there, making sure you got the knot in the right position. And safety off. Like that. Now aiming it, got a scope on it. Let's go check out that target. Now that's, like I say, I haven't shot this in over a year. And that was just picking it up and looking through the scope at 30 yards. And that is a full working mechanical broadhead on that thing. I would call that a good shot, especially for not shooting it in a year. Now let's see. This is one of my homemade targets. It's a working mechanical broadhead. See how easy this is to pull out. See, and that thing even opened up. It just closed back when I was in it because it's got stuff inside here. So, I'll clean that out. Make sure none of them was broke, and I'll close it back up. And that's, like I said, that's one of my material. I think I've got some, I don't know what I got in there, rug, some, looks like some bed sheets or something. But like I say, if you wanted to recock that and do it again, you'd have to use this little thing I got around my neck. It's going to take you just a second to do it. So now I'm going to do that, and I'll try to get it here in the frame where you can see how long it takes. Now, say we shot that one, so that's that one. I'll throw it off to the side. Now what I got to do is I'll put that down, put this on, put that on, start back, take that off. I always just throw that over my head, try to get the bolt out of it. Make sure your notch is right, safety off, pull it up, and shoot. And I'm going to tell you right now, that one was low because I was doing it kind of fast. Let me put this bolt up here. Okay. So that one's way low, but still hit the target. I didn't take my time at all on aiming. But I guess if that was a torso of any kind, whether animal or whatever, yeah. Now that went all the way through. That might have messed up the mechanical broadhead, because I didn't even hit in the stub. I went right through the, yeah, should have hit it up here in the top, but took my time on that. But I guess if we're talking self-defense, we're talking about shooting quicker. But still, yeah, to hit the target, takes just a little time. Now, I wouldn't say it's, but you'll have to keep one of these around. It's pretty stout too. I mean, it just takes so much of the pull off of that. If you're trying to cock that thing and actually pull it back by hand, for one, you got to make sure you got the bowstring centered, which this does. Where your hands, you know, you might pull a little more with your right than you do with your left, depending on your dominant side. I might take a brush and clean that out. I got some got some dirt in the little things. I love these little things because they fly true when they're in. See, I can't even close it all the way. I'll have to clean it out. Usually don't get dirt in them. But I also have a practice head of this that I usually use, but don't know where that is for some reason. Could you use crossbow self-defense? I would say yes. Depending on the situation. Just like anything else. I mean, everything has its place, I guess. Now, for coyote walking through the yard in the middle of the night and you don't want to disturb your neighbors, and you got a flashlight on him where you can see, that right there, I can guarantee you that thing will shoot 60 to 80 yards and still hit your target. In between 60 and in would be way better, but or 50 would actually be more practical. I would never shoot at a deer, you know, no more than that. But that right there, I can tell you, my little berm in the back, I've shot it all the way across my field and still hit that target. And when it hits that target, it still has a big thunk. It's 300, I want to say this one's 360 feet per second is what it is. Sorry, I'm just walking around with this thing, so that camera's kind of doing that. So I'll give you a little better view of everything since I'm spinning it all around. So we'll just go right back in here. But anyway, I forgot one of my arrows there. So, could you use it as a self-defense? I would say, like I say, yeah and no. Now this is a smaller one. You see how long it's been built up. I got dirt daubers building a nest in here. I'm going to have to clean these out. I'll keep it out here in the garage. But I love this little thing. It's tiny. I mean, you see how wide. When this thing's cocked, it comes in about right here on each wheel. So like this thing, man, walking through the woods or something. I had another one, and I guess that's something to talk about too, because see, I had another one that was, man, it was like this wide. I don't even know if you can see that. I mean, comparably to this one, I mean, it come out to here. And I hated it, man. That thing, walking through the woods when you was hunting or something, and that thing is sticking out further than this one is when it's at rest, sucked. But this is a good one right here. This is the Barnett Recruit. It's not the factory string. I put the string on it. I bought a good string and put on it, and did all that myself. Actually, I had to make me a vise to change out the string, which another thing, I guess, self-defense. If you was to break a string, you have to know how to put these on. I have each one of these points within a 1/16 of an inch off center, so they have to be even, so that you're not shooting like this. It has to come straight off. So got to know how to do that. Maintenance on it, but make sure you got the make sure you keep your strings lubed up. Like this one, even though I haven't shot it, it's still good. The wax is still on it good. I put some more on it actually right before I shot it. I just didn't show that. Good little scope on it. You could actually use a red dot. I have this one targeted at 0 for 50 yards. So just like a rifle, I can hold it anywhere from 5 yards in out to 50 yards in, and I'm either going to shoot high or low depending on my yardage. That way, inside of here, I don't know if you know, it has graduating marks, so you can like lift it up like you would like a compound bow sight. I don't like that. I'd rather just hold it on the target and it hit within an 8-inch. Because we're talking deer hunting is what we're talking really. Because I mean, 8 inches. You can aim dead center anywhere from 5 yards to 50 yards, and it still hits somewhere in this point. So that's why I like that. Even though it's got them graduated marks on there, I don't even know what you call them, the leveling mark or whatever in the scope. I use the top one for everything, and just like when I shot there, I didn't have to assess my distance. I didn't have to do nothing. I knew. Alright, sorry, I realized while looking at that video that it cut off. I got to get me another mount. The way I'm doing this thing, it hits the screen and it starts doing. I pulled it off and it was like typing on something. Because I was talking about the way I have it set up. Let's see if I can get in. See if you can see this. I'm going to try. I don't know if I can. You see how it has that? See, I use that top crosshair no matter what. The other ones are like yardage marks, so like you can raise it up to each one of those depending on your yardage. The way I have it set up, it's pulling them impact. So, like I say, no matter where I'm holding it, I hold it dead center, and it'll hit within, with this, depending on your yardage, if you go way out, I would say, I said 8 inches, but really it's probably about 10 inches with this bow. Within 50 yards, it's not. Within 50 yards, that little target that I got right there, it's not big at all. And it'll hit within, 5 or 6 inches both directions, 3 or 4 top, 3 or 4 bottom maybe, so I guess, 8 inches. But anyway, sorry, camera cut off, so I just wanted to finish up what I was talking about there. But that's basically it. But even if you didn't use it as a self-defense, man, they're fun to play with. It's fun to see how far you can shoot them and, target practice, which I hadn't done it in a while. I need to get out here and do it. Me and the boys used to come out here and do it, and we just, I guess, time. But anyway, like I said, that is a Barnett Recruit. Don't even know if they make them anymore. I've had this one for quite a while. Actually, probably one of my first YouTube videos was me doing a target with it, and that's what I was using, and that's been that long ago. So I'm sure you can still find them in that size, but you definitely, my opinion, you don't want one of those. If you found a good deal on one, sure, get it, but man, they're big. I mean, there's some of them old Barnetts that are like, I don't even remember, 20 inches across. I mean, that one's 16 at rest right here, center to center. That's from this point to this point. And that's what most of them measure. So you still got the cam will be sticking out, and the limb will still be sticking out a little bit farther than what they're actually saying, depending on how they market it, I guess. But yeah, 16 to 16. That's 12. So I mean, it's a foot wide when you cock that thing. But that's it, man. Not to make this super long, because I'm gonna have to link these videos together where they kept clipping off because of my tripod, which but anyway, let me know what you think, because question come up about self-defense with one, and I mean, like I say, I think anything can be used as self-defense if used in the right way and the right circumstances. So let me know what you think. Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later.